Kitchen. My name is Chef Paul, and today we're going to do some hamburgers. I'm going to do a full meal. My wife's at work right now. She's getting off eventually. Well, off for lunch anyways, and I have my friend Kat over. So, you know, Kat's hungry. She's lost like 80 pounds, so somebody needs to make sure she's eating. Keep her nice and beautiful, right? So we're going to do a hamburger meal, but I'm going to do things a little bit differently. So before we begin, please hit like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, join our Facebook group. So first of all, we're going to do some potatoes in the air fryer. So first, when you're doing something in the air fryer, you need to spray the bottom. Use a little bit of oil. I'm using extra virgin olive oil for that. And this is the simple part. So we're just going to dump this in here. And all I'm going to use is white pepper, and I'm just going to dip it on here. You want to make sure that you're spraying with that, because if you don't, they're going to turn out way darker than you actually want. So we're, whatever setting that you're going to use, just hit on. So that's done. That's the easy part. Of course, got to take that out. So the first thing you're going to do is you're gonna start boiling some carrots. You want them to be a nice soft consistency so that they're nice and soft, obviously. So my inspiration for what we're doing today is from White Castle. White Castle makes some awesome, beautiful, well-rated slider burgers. And we're in Nova Scotia. White Castle doesn't exist here. We can't get them, and I don't think White Castle will ever come here. I hope I'm wrong, I really, really do. But so far, I just don't think that will ever happen. And again, I really hope I'm wrong. When I'm mixing burgers, I like to use gloves, or in this case, the redneck way of doing things, some Ziploc bags. Why? This is greasy, and I just don't want to spend an hour cleaning my hands. So I got this nice special spice here I found, maple bacon. And Kat has no idea what I'm talking about right now, and that's fine. She will soon. So that's all I'm going to use. I'm not going to use anything else. There's enough salt, there's enough pepper in this already, I think, that you just don't need to do anything else. You're just going to spend some time mixing it so you get the spice all through it. I don't know everybody else, but I like to make pure, right? I want to enjoy a nice burger. I don't need to have a whole bunch of sauce and spice into it. Maple bacon should be well enough. It's not going to be overpowering or anything like that. It will just be nice. So I'm just going to leave that there. Now, what we want to do is we want to turn our fan on. Always want to turn the fan on, because if you don't, you get the fire alarm going really quick. We don't want that. I'm going to put some olive oil on there. And what we're going to do is we're going to wait until that's nice and hot. So we don't have to worry about that. The meat will go on. When it goes on, we're not going to worry about that quite yet. And you know what? While I'm there, I'm not going to start this part yet, but you know what? Might as well put a little bit of oil in here now. Because along with this meal, we're going to have our hamburgers, our potatoes, and we're going to have some mushrooms. It's going to taste really good. Now, you're going to notice I've got some carrots. They've already been cooked. I've got 3 small onions, a couple cloves of garlic, celery, sweet peppers. And you're going to ask why. White Castle is very famous for just lining their grill with nothing but onions. They put their burgers on top, and then they put their buns. I don't want to make sliders because I actually want a meal. Because sliders, somehow I feel that you probably need about 4 of them just to really feel like you've had a meal. Am I wrong in saying that, Kat?
Nope.
You want to have a good feed. So you need to have quite a bit. So I'm actually making full-size burgers. Me, Kat, and my wife. Excuse me. So we're making full-size burgers, but we're going to use the onions, but we're also going to crack some garlic and some celery and some peppers. We're going to start frying that up, and carrots on top of that too. And then we're going to put the burgers on there, and then we're just going to let it cook. By the time it's done, our mushrooms are done, everything's done, the burger should have a nice texture to it, should have a good taste to it, and it should taste really good. We had it the other day, and it was amazing, because you have all these flavors that are floating into there, kind of cooking in the burger itself, and giving it a nice flavor profile that you're actually going to really enjoy. Now, Chef Paul, I don't like celery. Okay, then don't use it. Try something else. Cooking is kind of modern day alchemy. So this is nice and hot now. So we're going to put the onions in there. We're just going to let them heat up for a little while until they start caramelizing. Let that sit for a few minutes. Not too long, doesn't take very long to do. Not with my oven anyways. My oven's pretty fast. While this is doing this, I'm going to turn this on here. This will cook really quick. Mushrooms, you need to know, they don't take long. They'll cook really quick and they'll start shrinking. We don't want them to shrink, and we don't want them to go too much. We just want to have them heated up a little bit so they're cooked. Make sure you clean them up unless you're using really expensive mushrooms. If you're using expensive mushrooms, don't clean them. They're the way they should be. They're just not made for that. Now, I recommend using a cast iron pan. Why? Cast iron just gives you a much better feel for cooking. It keeps your temperature consistent. If you don't keep your stuff consistent, it's just not gonna go well. All right, so now that's coming along good. So now we're gonna start with this. We're gonna put the garlic in here, and you want to pay attention because garlic will have its own fragrance. You'll know when you start smelling that fragrance, you're gonna know that it's there. You're going to know really well. Some things to know with cast iron, and this is really important. Don't touch that. Ever. You get your gloves and then you touch it if you need to. Don't ever put your hands on the cast iron because it's not one of these that's obviously insulated. It's not going to burn your hands. That, you're going to burn your hands really quick. Trust me, we've all done it. We've all learned from it. Kat knows what I'm saying. But it does happen. Just please be careful. Alright, so I know I have something around here. Good enough. Alright, so these are getting translucent. I'm smelling the garlic. So now we're going to start putting some carrots down. And by the way, this doesn't go for waste. You're going to serve the carrots and all the veggies with it. So trust me, nothing gets wasted. And yeah, you know what? I cooked a little bit more than I should have. Okay, that's starting to heat up, so we're going to start doing this in here. And my biggest issue here is I probably cooked way more than I should have, or cut up more than I should have. Alright, so that's in there and that part's going. So, my least favorite, excuse me, my least favorite part of making hamburger is actually making the actual burger. Why? Because, well, it's sticky. So you don't really want to beat it on too much because honestly, you're going to lose a little bit of flavor by doing that, they say. You just want to beat on it enough that it's going to be stick to it. It's a pretty good sized burger. I'm going to do 2 at a time because that's all I really need to do. Looks good enough. Then I'm just going to put a little bit of pepper over everything. That's it. And by the way, that's been off the oven for a long time. It's cold. Don't put hot stuff right on your counter. You'll burn it. And if you're renting, you're not getting your damage deposit back, so don't do that. Now, you're going to notice here that this is kind of like, these have come down quite a bit. They're not the same size. We don't need to shrink them down all the way. If I was making a gravy, I would, just to seep it into the gravy itself, but I'm not doing gravy today. Now for that, we're just going to leave that alone. And after a little bit, we're going to toss that. Now, I'm not going to show you the whole cooking because, well, number one, Kat needs to think, or looks like she needs to sit down for a minute. And to be honest with you, you know what cooking is and you're all right with that. So, if you pay attention here, you're going to see that the veggies are all steaming up, and that's what's helping to cook this. It's not necessarily because it's sitting on the cast iron, it's being steamed. Now, if you want to use some sauce, you can. I don't recommend it, and I'll tell you why. The more spice, the more sauce you put on those, it's going to take away from all the flavor of everything underneath. And the way that that's cooking is all the steam coming up, and that's important. You're going to let that go. You're going to flip it, and be gentle with doing that. Let you flip her, and then, you know what I mean? Give it a few flips. I'm not serving these with buns. My wife and I are diabetic, and Kat has other issues too. Sometimes having a lot of bread causes issues. We don't need that, and that's perfectly fine. We're all going to be happy with that. So we're not going to serve with buns, but we're going to serve with enough vegetables, beef, this, and some fries, and it should work out great. That's all you really need to do. So pay attention. This doesn't mean you can walk away and play your video game. Totally doesn't. Stay with this and cook this, unless you have a wife or girlfriend around that can do it for you. That's alright if you have that, but my wife's working right now and Kat's not my girlfriend, so I'm not going to order her around. Keep your eye on it, toss and turn it, don't let it burn. It'll come out super moist. I'm going to take the camera away here for 1 second here. I got something really important I want to share with people. This is Kat. She's one of the heroes in her community. And I'm not even joking. This young lady actually helps with a lot of senior citizens. She keeps them safe, she keeps them healthy, she does what's needed to be done in her job. However, with COVID, she's had to start teaching her daughter. Unfortunately, her daughter has a teacher who doesn't really want to teach and pawns the kids off on their parents. So she's doing things that I would have done when I was in junior high, not when I was in grade 1. But there's a victim of COVID that has absolutely had to put her whole life on the line, literally, to make sure that her kid had one. Hero of the day. So Kat, one of our good friends. Hopefully she's on our Facebook group. I don't really babysit it so much for members, so I don't remember, but say hi, and we'll see you in a few minutes when everything's ready to be shown. Welcome back. We're finally done. Well, dinner's done, I'm not. But we look over here, we got our burger. It's been seen by the vegetables. We got vegetables, mushrooms, and potatoes. I still got lots left to do, but this is enough for the display. By the time this is going to get eaten, which is in a second, my lovely wife has finally come on break.
Yep, on my dinner.
And she's ready to eat, or someone's going to get killed. So, this is it. Please let me know if you try this, what you think. I always appreciate some comments. Keep them appropriate, please. So, anyways, please hit the like, subscribe, and share. Join us on IRC. Join my Facebook page. Hope you like it. Have a great day. Thanks for coming.